In the early 16th century, Spain had become the dominant European power in the Americas. Following the conquests of the Aztec and Inca empires, Spanish explorers and conquistadors set their sights on the vast and largely unknown territories to the north. One of the most ambitious of these explorers was Hernando de Soto, a Spanish conquistador who became the first European to lead a deep and extended expedition into what is now the southeastern United States. Hernando de Soto was born in the province of Extremadura, Spain, around 1500. Like many young men of his time, he was drawn to the Americas by the promise of wealth and status. He first gained recognition as a skilled military leader and navigator during the conquest of Central America, and later played a major role in Francisco Pizarro's brutal conquest of the Inca Empire in Peru. De Soto became wealthy from the spoils of war and returned to Spain a rich man. But he wanted more than wealth. He wanted personal glory. When the opportunity came to lead his own expedition, he accepted eagerly. In 1537, King Charles I of Spain granted de Soto the governorship of Cuba and the rights to explore and conquer the region known as La Florida, which referred to a much larger area than the modern state. De Soto sailed from Havana in 1539 with a fleet of ships and around 600 men. They landed on the west coast of Florida, near present-day Tampa Bay. Unlike earlier expeditions, which hugged the coastlines, De Soto's journey would take his men deep into the interior of the continent, through forests, rivers, and unfamiliar terrain. De Soto's goal was to find another rich native empire, like those in Mexico or Peru. But instead of gold, he encountered dozens of diverse Native American societies, each with its own language, culture, and way of life. The expedition moved through present-day Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Tennessee, Alabama, Mississippi, and Arkansas. Along the way, De Soto often used force to demand food, guides, and tribute from native peoples. In many cases, violence broke out and battles occurred. One of the most significant was the Battle of Mobile in present-day Alabama, where De Soto's forces fought against the powerful Mississippian chiefdom of the same name. The encounter was fierce and deadly, and though the Spanish emerged victorious, it was a costly victory. In 1541, De Soto and his expedition reached the Mississippi River, becoming the first Europeans in recorded history to document it. Crossing the river, they continued west into Arkansas, but the journey grew more difficult. Supplies were low, morale was weakening, and the vast wealth they had hoped for remained elusive. De Soto's dream of conquering a new empire faded with each passing month. In 1542, Hernando de Soto died near the Mississippi River, likely from a fever. Fearing that native groups might use his death as a sign of Spanish weakness, his men buried his body in the river under the cover of night. After his death, the expedition fell into disarray. The remaining members attempted to reach Spanish territories in Mexico by boat and overland travel, but only a fraction of the original group survived. De Soto's journey did not result in territorial conquest or the discovery of gold, but it had long-term consequences. The Spanish brought diseases with them, and even without permanent settlements, the effect on native populations was devastating. Whole communities were weakened or destroyed by epidemics following contact. Today, De Soto is remembered not only for the territory he covered, but also for the consequences his journey brought to the indigenous peoples of the land he traversed. In the next episode, we'll look at another explorer who pushed European knowledge of North America even further, Jacques Cartier, whose voyages laid the groundwork for French claims in Canada.